I decided to click the record button because I just realized I haven't done a booktube video in like 2 weeks, and my goal is to do at least one week. All heck has broken loose right now in this room because my dumb behind spilt tea tree oil, pure tea tree oil, the essential oil. So if you've ever used tea tree oil, I spilled it. Whew, you might have to evacuate the room. If you haven't figured out, my vlogging style is more of a stream of consciousness. I don't really like to, I might take notes, but I'm not really good at like trying to script things because I sound like a fool. So I wanted to talk about something that seemed to be very polarizing, which is the trailer for Death Note that came out a couple months ago. If you don't know anything about Death Note originally was a manga that I fell in love with, by the way. And the manga, of course, was completely lauded, was adapted to an anime. Once again, critical acclaim. And it also had a couple of live action movies that were released in Japan. I'm pretty sure you can get them in America, but I don't know if they actually went through the trouble of doing an English dub for them. Some time ago, maybe like a while ago, I heard this rumor about Death Note coming to Netflix, and originally I thought it was going to be a series. Then I heard that it was going to be a film, and it was going to take place in America. And I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, I was kind of taken aback by that because you get an idea stuck in your head and you get a certain style, a certain way that a story is told stuck in your head. So it's going to be all Americanized. The last names are obviously going to be changed. They're going to be American type names, blah, blah, blah. So a couple months ago, the trailer, or it's more of a teaser, it's like a minute long, for Death Note came out. I think it came out in March, and people were setting themselves on fire over it. I mean, it was completely polarizing, mostly because you have people who are hardcore fans of Death Note that I don't know if they knew before this trailer that it took place in America, but as far as everyone's concerned, Light looks like a crackhead. L is black. Oh, how dare you? I wasn't very outraged at this trailer. I kind of, as I said, I was taken aback. And here's the thing. When you're reading a regular book, not a manga, not a comic book, but a regular book, you are the one who's deciding what these characters look like. Even when the description is laid out for you in the book, you are still the one putting the ingredients of the description together. So when someone were to make a movie or a television series off of a book, it's acceptable because, all right, there's no firm, this is what this character looks like. But when you have a manga, the manga is telling you this is what the character looks like. And then the anime comes out and the images of the characters are based off of the manga. And I think it's very hard when you have something that people fall in love with. I think it's hard to do any kind of change. And that's not just with anime and manga, that's with anything. No one likes any change. I mean, anytime like a Broadway musical gets adapted to a movie, people are like protesting in the streets and picketing it because a song was omitted or someone spoke the line instead of singing it. It goes nuts. A lot of people were very offended that L is portrayed by an African American actor. Now, I didn't catch that at first because before I had seen the trailer, the only actor's picture I saw from the movie was the person playing Light, so I had no idea what anyone else looked like. And I couldn't tell from the trailer that the person that was walking down that corridor with the hood on, I didn't know that was L. How am I supposed to know that's L? I kind of get why that would throw people off, but at the same time, it's like, the freaking dude? The freaking story takes place in America now. It doesn't take place in Japan. Do you want every character to be Caucasian? Because that's basically what you're asking. Okay, just the fact that the story takes place in America should be a signal to everyone that this is going to be a re-imaging of the story based on the manga. I get it. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, L is like everyone's favorite character. Like, and honestly, out of all the characters of Death Note, I think L is my favorite. I think that's maybe the one character that it's hard for people to see in a different way. I think people can imagine Light looking at differently, or Nier or Mello or anybody else. It threw me off guard, but I didn't have the react when I realized that that was L. It didn't occur to me that he couldn't be black. I'm like, it takes place in America. Let's just may as well have some diversity in here. Whatever. The thing that actually bothered me, well, not bothered me, but unsettled me, was the fact that L was walking down a corridor with a hood and something covering his face, because he's never done anything like that in the entire series. And when I actually started digging in the internet, I don't know if I found a picture of him. It looked like he was doing some kind of press conference in front of a bunch of microphones with a hood. And I'm like, huh? He's going out in public? This is... It's L. You know, L is like this pale, freakish thing that subsists on sweets and doesn't wear shoes, and he never leaves his computer, and it's just, I think people were just thrown off by the fact that L can look like a normal human being. I will admit, I do not like the way Light looks. I will say that. It's not the actor, it's what they did to the actor, because when I saw a picture of the actor, like, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not gonna make any judgment, but they did some funky bleach job to his hair. Like, they did this funky bleach thing, and he looks like he hadn't slept in 10 days. Like, he looks like a troublemaker, and that's not what Light looks like. To most of us, Light looks like this polished person, the last person you would suspect to, you know, be writing names in a Death Note. And then there was all this other stuff that threw me off. Like, you see what I'm assuming is Misa, or they're calling her Mia, kissing Light, like, passionately. In the series, I don't even think he liked her. She was in love with him, but I don't even think he wanted to breathe the same oxygen as that girl. And you see, like, him running from cops and all this crazy stuff. I swear, if a Death Note really existed, everybody from Netflix would be dead, because that is how people were behaving when this trailer came out. Like, people were so offended. I wasn't offended. I was just like, whoa, like, surprised. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it. But then my entire outlook of Death Note changed. I know that there are a lot of people who are fangirls and fanboys of this series, and I'm included, and you can't handle change. It's going to make you mad. But I'm not mad, because after I allowed myself to digest the trailer, and about a month later I watched it again, I'm like, I can separate this from the rest of Death Note. I have the anime. The anime's right there on Netflix, by the way. You can watch it right now if you want to. Okay? I don't need to have a live action, shot for shot Death Note. As a matter of fact, I can look for the 2006 Japanese movie if I have to have one that bad. Let Netflix have their new vision of Death Note. I don't need it. I have them. I can read the manga. I already know that it's different. Life is too short. I'm not going to sit here and force myself to watch something I don't want to watch. Which is why I'm going to watch Death Note in August, and I'm not going to sit here and spend whatever amount of time that movie, you know, the length of that movie is, comparing it to the anime or the manga, because I already know it's different. I'm going to separate it. And I suggest that anybody that can't, don't ruin your day. If it's gonna make you that mad. And I'm not saying that to be patronizing. I'm saying that because I understand what it feels like to not be able to accept a change. Why ruin your day? Unless all your friends are gonna watch it and they're gonna talk to you about it, and you feel like you have to watch it, or if you're running a blog and you want to review it, just wait. Just if it's gonna be there, wait until the reviews come in or something, or let your friends tell you it's not that bad. Don't raise your blood pressure. Don't do it to yourself. You'll be fine. I'm gonna watch it because now I can accept the fact that this is just a new vision of it. Honestly, I'm usually not this open-minded. I've had my moments where I have mentally boycotted things. Okay, the trailer for Gem and the Holograms totally torched my childhood, and that was just the trailer. And to this day, I refuse to watch that movie because I'm not going to watch the forest fire that is my childhood by watching that movie. But at the same time, that movie was not created for me. Gem and the Holograms. It was not created for a bunch of 30 and 40-year-olds that are nostalgic. That's not what they made the movie for. They made movie for teenagers. They have that liberty to change it because they didn't see the original. Isn't there a recent Power Rangers movie? You think they made that movie for the people who were watching Power Rangers in the 90s? No. So yeah, they're going to change things. And I know that's not quite the same thing with Death Note as it hasn't been 30 years. I think they took the opportunity to take something that once again has been met with international acclaim and expand it for a wider audience. The truth of the matter is, and I know for some of you this is going to be hard to believe, as much as I love manga and anime, not everybody likes manga and anime. I know, who are these people? But it's true. I forgot to put my new earring back in my ear, and I just realized that, so I just put it in, so I think it's cute. Not everybody likes anime and manga, and I feel like if they would have tried to do the shot-for-shot thing, and I think it would have turned people off, because some people don't even want to touch it. They hear the word manga, they hear the word anime, and like, it doesn't matter what anime it is. People are like, no, it could be something like not even like non-traditional. No, I'm telling you, it's good. No, they want to hear it, and I think by Americanizing it for the Netflix audience, which is what, US and Canada, that trailer, it's gonna make some fanboys and fangirls mad, but then people who've never heard of Death Note or see that little teaser trailer and they're like, oh, what's that? That looks crazy. What is that? Like, and of course, I'm sure another longer trailer, a couple more trailers are gonna come out. I'm thinking a lot of people are gonna watch it. Like, I mean, people who know nothing about Death Note and don't want to touch anime or manga with a 39.5-foot pole, they're gonna watch Death Note. For the rest of us, like I said, if you can mentally just put it in your head that this is a re-imaging, I think you should try to watch it. Just try to go in with an open mind. It just don't. That's where we mess up. Don't compare it, okay? And I might sound like a hypocrite because you're like, well, you could go and watch Gem and Holograms and do that. No, I will not. No. No, I will not watch Gem and the Holograms. Yes, I know that sounds hypocritical, but no, there was no reason for the change. They had, why could you not put purple synergy in there? See, why couldn't you do that? Okay? Sheesh. And that wasn't even a Netflix original. That was, they just, oh, sorry, okay? I had a Synergy doll when I was a kid, okay? It was like this big, and my Barbie dolls were like this big. Okay, I'm sorry. I was very sore. Okay, Gem and the Holograms. Sorry, can't do it. Nope. There's just I'm sorry. That's the limit. That's the limit. That's. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm really mad about that. Thing is, you do any kind of adaptation, you're going to lose something. Okay, whether it's a book to movie adaptation, or book to stage play, or book to series, manga to blah blah blah, you lose something. It's going to happen. Something's going to be changed. And yeah, we're going to notice. It's going to happen because people have their own vision, you know? It's like, and they're looking at us like, hey, you want to pay for the movie, you do it your way. You know, we just got to sit back. Even with the adaptation of Death Note from the manga to the anime, I thought it was perfect, but I had beef at the ending because I was like, that was completely unnecessary to change, to make that little tweak. I felt that it lost something. And I feel like with any adaptation, you're going to lose something. So I just feel like it hasn't come out yet, and I don't think that a 57-second trailer is enough to deter me from watching the movie. I already paid for Netflix. I've had Netflix for 10 years. So, I mean, it's there. I'm gonna watch it. I can't believe I did that whole blog without my freaking earring. Well, anyway, that's it. So I will try not to go a whole 2 weeks without making a video, but I just usually don't have space. So, meanwhile, this is what I'm trying to get through. This comes out, I believe, May 30th. It is really good. It's science, biology, archaeology, but it's very in-depth. But I'm really liking it. I'm halfway through, and I'm trying to get through it as quickly as possible so I can review it. I have nothing else to say. I am so spacing out. I hope you have a great week, and happy reading, and that's it.